Had he not been forced into retirement, he would have climbed up the all-time scoring and passing ranks.
Like, imagine you about to hit your prime, bro. Not even you in your prime right now, and you're forced to retire, not from injury, because of HIV, bro.
Man, you stupid. Damn. Whoa, I'ma say it again. This a chapter of life till the end. In the chat with your mates, you gon' die with your friend.
Yeah. What's up with y'all, man? In the last gang, I'm back with another reaction for the gang, for the guys, bro. Hey, we gonna be reacting to exposing every NBA GOAT. Right before we get into this video, I want to thank y'all so much for all the love and support y'all been giving me, man. We have a goal to hit 1,000 subs, and I know we can get there with the help of y'all. And if you want to become a No Limit Soldier, all you gotta do is like this video, subscribe, turn the bell notifications on, and right after that, comment down in the last gang, and you're officially part of the gang, and I'll shout you out in the next video. But let's go ahead and hop right into this right now. I hope y'all enjoyed the video. All the love is much appreciated, and I'll catch y'all when I catch y'all, bro.
Just saying to a microphone that LeBron James will beat Michael Jordan in a one-on-one match. One-on-one?
Yeah, first off, before we even start this shit, yes, LeBron James could beat Michael Jordan in a one-on-one. Are you kidding me?
Kobe Bryant should be in the GOAT conversation.
Michael Jordan est la GOAT. C'est Karim Abdul-Jabbar est GOAT. LeBron James est la GOAT.
My GOAT is gonna sound crazy, but Kevin Durant.
It's April of 2019. The Athletic just released an anonymous NBA player poll, asking the perennial question that has cast a shadow over the league for the past decade. Who's the best player of all time? 73% of the 117 votes went to Michael Jordan.
That's different now.
LeBron and Kobe left in the dust.
I bet you LeBron at 74.
4 years later, they ran it back. 58% to MJ, LeBron and Kobe still trailing.
Damn.
Fast forward to 2024, and it's as close as it's ever been. MJ in the lead by just a few percentage points.
Hey, look, hey, people are just, hey, I'm not gonna lie, when you're the #1 scorer of all time, all that changes, nigga.
Once again, followed by LeBron and Kobe. Over the last 5 years, this trio has been solidified as the three-headed GOAT in the eyes of NBA players. But there's just one problem. There is not a universe where Kobe Bryant is the greatest basketball player of all time.
Kobe
There's
top 3 for
two
sure.
major flaws on his resume: accolades and leadership. Kobe wasn't the best player on his team for 3 of his 5 championships. He had Shaq. In his 20-year career, he won just 1 MVP, and his numbers don't exceed guys like LeBron and MJ. He was
hold on,
a
Kobe
selfish
fans.
ball hog, refusing to pass.
Cause I be seeing a lot of y'all dick
riding
riding ass niggas talking about Brownie.
He was
I mean
viewed
Bron,
as a
not Brownie.
nuisance by the greatest coach of all time, culminating in the 2004 NBA Finals, where Kobe shot the Lakers out of the series in one of the biggest meltdowns we've ever seen from a superstar.
Wow.
He's an all-time great, but he
They
isn't
make you
the
think Kobe
GOAT,
has no
even
flaws.
if that's how NBA players see it. The question of who's the greatest of all time has always been subjective and opinionated. There's never been a right answer, only wrong ones. So today we'll focus on the dark side of this
Paul George is
debate,
crazy.
making the
This nigga's
case
stupid.
for each of these 8 players to not be the greatest of all time. Prepare for your GOAT to be exposed. Luck. Michael Jordan got
like this one.
lucky. When he and the Bulls began making their run, it was during a time of expansion. From 1988 to 1989, the NBA added teams in Charlotte, Miami, Minnesota, and Orlando, completely diluting the NBA's pool of talent. 60-plus players were added to the league, meaning weaker competition for a team like the Bulls. 2 years later, they win their first title and go on to three-peat. In 1995, the NBA expanded once again with Toronto and Vancouver. That same year, Chicago wins 72 games and they go on to three-peat with a far weaker path to the finals.
Yep.
Jordan played in a watered-down era, and this isn't some crazy theory. Dennis Rodman, who was on the Bulls
Bro, I need
at the
all
time,
MJ
said
fans
that
to
the
watch
league
this,
was
please.
so filtered they can beat anybody with their eyes closed. A sentiment that was shared with Larry Bird and Jerry Sloan. MJ dominated at a time where the NBA lacked depth and skill. He got lucky, and he also hit the jackpot. Magic Johnson was forced into retirement at 31 years old. Due to injuries, Larry Bird was gone at 35. Isaiah Thomas called it quits at 32, and the guy who was supposed to be MJ's biggest rival died unexpectedly before ever stepping foot on an NBA floor. Jordan's toughest competitors
Pay attention, MJ fans!
The majority of his championships, scoring titles, and MVPs were won during a watered-down era without all-time greats.
Pay attention, niggas.
Got lucky.
Pay attention, niggas.
Circumstance. Magic Johnson was blessed by being drafted onto a team that had Kareem Abdul-Jabbar at the tail end of his prime.
I don't give a fuck
I mean,
about
having
Magic
a top
Johnson.
5
I already
player
know
by
Steph
your
Curry's better.
side is an advantage
not even
that
do that
none
right
of these
now.
other greats have had. Magic didn't have to be the best player on his team to have a chance at winning. With 5 championships, he captured just 3 Finals MVPs. In '85 it went to Kareem, and in '88 it went to Worthy. He was put into a perfect situation. And then
That's
his
very
luck
interesting.
turned. Magic's career was cut short, right in his prime. Had he not been forced into retirement, he would have climbed up the all-time scoring and passing ranks. He could have won more MVPs after having won 3 of the previous 5 prior to his retirement. Had Magic not been forced off the court,
That
he would
shit's
have had
ass,
a legitimate chance.
Like, imagine you about to hit your prime, bro. Not even you in your prime right now, and you're forced to retire. Not from injury, not for some other extra. No, cause of HIV, bro. Oh my god, I'll be tight, bro. I want to crash out, but that was your fault though.
Chance of becoming the GOAT. His accolades are still great now, but when you stack them up against other contenders, he comes up short. They had time to grow their legacy. Magic never got the chance. Selfish. Wilt Chamberlain is and will always be known as a selfish basketball player who played for stats rather than winning. And ironically, there's a
That makes
fascinating stat to back that up. Throughout his career, Wilt played in over 1,000 games and averaged an NBA record 45.8 minutes per game.
Damn.
Want to know the crazy part? He never fouled out.
What?
Not once. Now, you might be wondering
That's
what
crazy.
this has to do with Wilt being selfish and not being the GOAT. Well, John Havlicek, who played dozens of games against Wilt, has said that Chamberlain was so focused on never fouling out that he'd essentially change how he played to keep his streak alive.
What?
This is insane.
That's
How many
crazy.
games did he cheat his team out of by not giving his full effort? If you're the greatest of all time, your aggressiveness and will to win cannot
Damn.
be put
This
into
video is
question.
opening my eyes.
But with
OD.
Wilt, it is. Hall of Famer Rick Barry just straight up called him a loser. He states that Chamberlain didn't want the ball in big moments and avoided the pressure.
I'm not gonna lie, I did hear about shit like that though, that Wilt is actually kind of a piece of shit. But hey, it is what it is.
The numbers tell that story. Throughout his career, Wilt averaged 5 fewer points in the finals than he did in any other series. He also shot less with 4 fewer field goal attempts per game
Damn.
and fewer free throw attempts. The man seemingly cared more about his stats than he did anything else, except when it came time to win. Wilt Chamberlain is not the GOAT.
Wowzers. Is this video gonna prove that nobody's ready to go for real?
In my opinion, you can't deem
Everybody
a
has their own
player as
flaws.
the greatest of all time for an incredible but short 9-year stretch. And that's where Larry Bird finds himself.
We only played 9
Great
years?
numbers, 3 straight MVPs, championships, the whole 9 yards.
Damn.
But that was it. Years of diving for loose balls and slamming himself against the hardwood with his do-or-die style of play finally caught up to him.
Damn.
Injuries forced him into retirement and ripped away any chance he had of racking up more accolades and championships to put himself in the conversation with Jordan, LeBron, Kareem, or even
That
Magic.
sucks.
Which brings me to my next point. There is a 0% chance that Larry Bird was the GOAT if he wasn't even the best player during his era. Magic had the same number of regular season MVPs, he beat Bird 2 out of 3 times in the finals, and has 5 championships to his 3. If you weren't the greatest during your time, a short amount of time at that, then you can't be the greatest.
Can't be at all. No way.
Teammates. Despite being one of the most decorated players in NBA history, winning 6 championships, 6 MVPs, and being the second all-time leading scorer, Kareem has a massive hole on his resume. He has never won a championship without an all-time great by his side. Kareem won his first title with Oscar Robertson, At the time, the greatest point
that's
guard ever.
interesting.
His next 5 championships were won with Magic, the greatest point guard of all time.
It's Steph Curry. Chill out, bruh.
Having Magic as his teammate hurts his legacy, the same way it hurts Magic's legacy to have Kareem as his teammate. No other greats have had the luxury of playing with another top 5 player of all time. And nobody has gotten the level of help that Kareem has with 2 of the 3 greatest point guards ever.
So
The
why they
fact
be
that
on
he's won as many
Bron dick
championships
about
as
help?
Jordan has always been used to solidify
Niggas
his
just pick and
case
choose
as
who they
the
wanna hate
GOAT.
on.
Yet, he won Finals MVP for just 2 of those 6 titles. In fact, in his final 4 championship runs, Kareem averaged just 19 points, 6 rebounds,
Damn.
and 2 assists in the finals.
That's not
In a
Kareem like.
sense, he got carried.
That's not Kareem like. Not the former number
Era.
1 scorer of all time.
That's all I gotta say. Bill Russell played at a time when the NBA was still in its infancy, and the competition was the lowest it's ever been.
Yeah, Bill Russell was a cheat code
But
back in the
it
day.
shouldn't
I'm not
matter,
gonna lie.
right? He has 11 rings. Well, his first 4 championships came when there were just 8 franchises in the NBA. Just by being a team at that time, you had a 12.5% chance of winning the championship, which is just absurd.
That's why he
compared
won
to the
11.
4.3% when Magic and Bird
He was a
played,
demigod at that time.
3.7% for Jordan's first 3 rings, or the 3.3 for LeBron in the 2000s. Bill had it easy.
Yo, that's actually crazy though. You have a 3-point. You went from 12.5% chance to a 3.3% chance to win a championship nowadays.
He
Wow.
won another 5 championships when there were just 9 teams, 1 title with 12 and another with 14.
That's a
In
huge
fact,
drop.
during this era, there were just 3 rounds during the playoffs due to the lack of franchises. And on top of that, the top team in each division got a bye for the first round. So for 8 of his 11 championships, Russell had to win just 2 playoff rounds per year to win the title. I mean, I could have won a title during that era. If you thought the 2024 Celtics had an easy path to
Me
the
too.
finals, Bill Russell was gifted championships during
I feel like
his era.
I would have won a chip during that day. Take me back in time. I'm winning.
4 and 6. It's pretty simple. To be the greatest of all time, you cannot lose on the biggest stage more often than you win. Of these 8 potential GOATs, LeBron joins the notoriously selfish Wilt Chamberlain as the only players with a negative record in the NBA Finals. But that's just the tip of the iceberg for the self-proclaimed GOAT. After abandoning his hometown team on national television, after forming a big 3, after the premature celebrations, LeBron shrunk, shied
I'm not even gonna lie. I'm gonna be honest. Being 4 and 6 in the finals is not bad when you made the finals 8 years in a row. When only one franchise has made it to the finals multiple times straight in a year. One franchise, not one player. One franchise has done it. That's not that bad, knowing that it's a team sport, not a one-man sport.
away from the moment, played scared in the greatest meltdown we've ever seen from a superstar. The 2011 finals.
Maybe I'm
were
being
a
biased, but being 4
nightmare.
and 6 is not bad,
In
bro.
fact, if
compared
we took
to everybody
LeBron's
else's
average
flaws.
production from this series and compared it to every finals of his career during his prime, which is considered to be the 25 to 31-year-old range, it's all the way down here. In fact, look at this. That is the production from every finals.
Look
from
at Kobe,
the
though.
Potential
Look at
GOATs
Kobe, though.
in their prime. LeBron's catastrophe is the second worst finals performance we've ever seen from an all-time great. This should never happen. To be regarded as the greatest of all time, you cannot have this type of performance with everything on the line. The finals losses tainted LeBron's career, but 2011 was the holy grail of choke jobs.
It was,
The
though.
GOAT would never.
So who's the GOAT then?
So, did your GOAT get exposed? Let me know down in the comments.
I've been
If
knew
you
about
enjoyed,
Bron being
consider
4 and 6. Maybe
subscribing.
I'm being biased, but
I make
Bron's the
videos
GOAT.
every week, and I
And that's
appreciate
his
your
flaw.
support. Oh, and I almost forgot to tell you that my GOAT is...
Wow, fuck you.
Whoa. Yeah. 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 What?
Straight out the mud like your boy's a G. Now I get racks every day of the week.